Welcome back to La Jolla, the team hotel. Now the man that will lead the Bucs into battle this week is, of course, quarterback Brad Johnson. Now Brad has never gotten his due, and it started back in his Florida State days when he was replaced by former Buccaneers quarterback Casey Weldon as the starting quarterback at Florida State. But Brad certainly persevered. He stuck with it, and here he is in the Super Bowl. I've known Brad since he was a freshman at Florida State, and last week we had a chance to sit down and talk a little bit one-on-one. Brad Johnson's journey here to the Super Bowl began on a dirt road in Black Mountain, North Carolina, throwing footballs at tires and trees for countless hours alone, dreaming of one day playing in a Super Bowl. He burst on the scene at Florida State playing basketball and football, and that's where I got to know Brad. Check out this picture from the 1990 Cotton Bowl. Just a couple of kids trying to learn the trade.
You remember those days, and take me back to your Florida State days when you lost your starting job and you went through all that with such class and dignity. What did you learn from that situation, and how has it helped you throughout your career? Because you've had to deal with a lot of that throughout your entire career.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, people talk about, I always say, don't learn the tricks of the trade, learn the trade. And a lot of people don't. And, at that time in college, I felt like I played well. Probably wasn't given enough credit.
You did play
You actually
very
just
well.
look at the numbers and the games won and how we lost in one particular game against Miami. But the thing about it, I was a late bloomer. I probably wasn't ready to play. At that time, Casey was a better player. And, I took that in stride. I worked hard, I kept my mouth shut. And, in my whole career, I've outworked everybody. And I think it's kind of shown. That's why I've had the career that I've had and had to overcome a lot of obstacles.
Ironically, Brad has been criticized for not being a great athlete, but he was the first guy at Florida State to start on the basketball team and as a quarterback before the Heisman Trophy winning Charlie Ward.
Well, it's kind of funny. I was the first guy to actually do that at Florida State before Charlie did. And people say athlete, you got your guys running around, but there's a lot of athletic throws that are made back in there in the pocket. And you look at, so it's funny what people's perceptions are. And those guys that are athletes right now, they're probably sitting at home watching us play on Sundays. So there you go.
But Brad has never been beloved in his career, never the fan favorite. But finally, when he returned to the Niners game after an injury, the Buccaneer crowd erupted. And finally, Brad was the favorite son.
Well, you always learn pat on the back and slap on the face about 6 inches away. So I always take everything with a grain of salt. But I think the people appreciate what's been accomplished, and hopefully they'll see what I've done throughout my career and what I try to give to this team. And hopefully people cheer for you. But you play to win, you play for the cause, and that's what it's all about in the end.
I want to go back to a moment you and I had right after John Gruden was hired. I was going in a local tavern in Tallahassee. You were coming out. And you were concerned because John had come up and talked about Sean King. You were a little concerned about what might happen. And I think we had a discussion about the way you work and how you work, and that would all work out. Take me back to that time, how you were a little concerned, and then how it's all fallen into place. John has come to work with you and respect you in an incredible way, and vice versa.
Well, I think you got to be careful how you say concern, because I've dealt with this every season with different quarterbacks, different situations. I've done that. Next year they're going to draft another guy, and we'll be right back here next year. I'm used to that. I think there's a perception out there. When he first came in, and he didn't know any of us. Right. He really didn't. He didn't know us. We didn't know him, and I think there was a grace period. And I always talk about my only concern was really learn the system. Make the read, make the throw, and let everything kind of take its course from that standpoint. Hopefully contract-wise, you're in a situation from that standpoint that you'll still be on the team. Yeah. That's kind of the way I looked at it at that point, and I felt like I was in good shape.
And you were pretty confident that you would be able to show your ability and win him over pretty quickly, and that's what you did.
Well, I've never been in a competition with another quarterback. My competition is the system, and hopefully they can see through a lot of things, and eventually things kind of show, and I think it has.
Warren Sapp said that the difference between the Buccaneers with you and without you is like the difference between the Bucs and the Bengals. How does it make you feel now that even your teammates respect you in such incredible regard?
Well, hopefully that's the way it is, and that, if people don't believe in the quarterback, then you're in trouble. You've probably lost as it is already, and throughout my career, I've had a winning season every season, and that's something that gets lost. And my goal is to give our team a chance to win, complete balls, and just be consistent. And I think I've done that throughout my career, and hopefully that shows for the Bucs and think it has.
I saw a thing in the paper the other day that I had to chuckle at. It kind of encompasses everything you've had to deal with your career. Donovan McNabb, when you go on eBay, you get 2,100 hits, and with Brad Johnson, you get 373. Is that, you've just dealt with this stuff all your life? I know it doesn't bother you, but
it's just the way it is, you know. And I think you let the wins, you let numbers kind of take care of themselves. And it could be an East Coast thing, it could be a city thing, it could be a new guy on the block type thing. And for me, I think I can't try to win a popularity contest, but I can try to win a game.
Talk to me a little bit about the last few years of your life. When you've had your son come along, you're having another one. How has that changed you? And I know I've seen you with your son. You're a pretty proud daddy.
Yeah, less sleep.
I got 10-week-old.
Oh, I never thought I'd love someone or something as much and really give my life to that kid. I'm lucky I have a wife that takes care of me and takes care of the kid. I'm not there half the time just because of practice and playing, but awesome family, and that's kind of what I always dream of that as you're kind of growing up. You have girlfriends, you go through different experiences, and to have the right wife, to have kids is unbelievable. And we get my son Max is 20 months old now. I'm teaching him how to throw the ball and playing with it. He can, both hands. It's scary, but it's gonna be. I'll have fun with him every day. And then my wife Nikki's due in April, so we're gonna have our hands full. Maybe it'll get me out of a couple mini camp practices. We'll see.
The key shot about that. Last question, and it's not looking ahead, but just because you've got a long career left. What would winning a Super Bowl mean to you in terms of everything we've talked about not getting the respect? I mean, that's the ultimate validation, a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
I think you said it, and I don't think you'll ever know until you actually do it. I can sit there and think of what might happen, and the more you think about it, someone else is probably out there getting wife that takes care of me and takes care of the kid. I'm not there half the time just because of practice and playing, but awesome family, and that's kind of what I always dream of that as you're kind of growing up. You have girlfriends, you go through different experiences, and to have the right wife, to have kids is unbelievable. And we get my son Max is 20 months old now. I'm teaching him how to throw the ball and playing with it. He can, both hands. It's scary, but it's gonna be. I'll have fun with him every day. And then my wife Nikki's due in April, so we're gonna have our hands full. Maybe it'll get me out of a couple mini camp practices. We'll see.
The key shot about that. Last question, and it's not looking ahead, but just because you've got a long career left. What would winning a Super Bowl mean to you in terms of everything we've talked about not getting the respect? I mean, that's the ultimate validation, a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
I think you said it, and I don't think you'll ever know until you actually do it. I can sit there and think of what might happen, and the more you think about it, someone else is probably out there getting it done. And so I just get caught up in the daily process. But in general, I think it does validate a career. And the numbers that you have now, they're astronomical if you can win that Super Bowl. And that's where we all are as players, as a team. It's something that it's very, very special.
Well, Brad makes about $5 million a year, but he is the most down-to-earth guy you will ever meet. He's spending his money on bringing his family and hundreds of friends out here to watch this Super Bowl. He's just one great guy. All right, when we come back, we'll take you behind the scenes with Rondé Cam, show you how the guys are letting down their hair. All week long, we've shared some of his behind-the-scenes stuff. When we come back, the best of Rondé Cam in 2 minutes.
Yes, man.